Hi guys, back with another video for you today, and I've got two special guests here with me, perfumer Christopher Sheldrake and Veronique Spoturno. And we're talking about Spoturno fragrances. They just launched last week. I'm in their beautiful pop-up store here in the Galerie Vivienne. And we're going to talk a little bit about the history of the brand and also the fragrances. You've launched with 5 fragrances. It's actually 4 fragrances, but eau de parfum of 1 and an extrait de parfum of 1. So who wants to take the lead and start the conversation?
I think I can start it if you want, Christopher. Hi
explain.
everyone. We just want to explain you in a short way, I hope, what is Spoturno brand today. Before being a brand, it's a family history, and I wanted to propose and to offer to perfume lovers and amateurs as well a new way of French luxury by giving a tribute to my family heritage, which is perfumes that really revolutioned the modern perfumery. And I'm extremely proud today to work with Christopher Sheldrake next to me, because we knew how to give a modern place for this very important heritage for me.
So I wanted to just come back and say it's an honor to be with you here because I've been a fan of Serge Lutens fragrances. The very first niche houses that I explored were Serge Lutens because I was a fan of Annick Goutal and other fragrances like that. But when I first started doing videos, Serge Lutens was the first brand, and I looked up the perfumer's name, your name would come up. So it's amazing to be standing here with you doing this video. So thank you.
Well, I really appreciate it, Marcel. I really appreciate being here today with Veronique. It's a special week for us. If I just finish on the Serge Lutens, this is a story that for me has lasted over 30 years. I'm still working with this gentleman who has always new ideas, and each idea is sometimes stranger than the last one, and always a challenge to interpret the atmospheres. But so a wonderful collection and work with this gentleman. But today we're here for Spoturno and for Veronique and her family heritage. And when Veronique asked me to work with her on a new collection, I was really very excited because I know all about the heritage, what do we call that? The heritage of her family from well over 100 years ago, based in Corsica. And we were very excited to talk about all the potential ideas that we could develop together.
So the project started how long ago?
As we said in French, 7 ans de réflexion, which is 7 years. We are speaking together, imagine many things together, but especially 5 years of development, 6 years even.
Wow. It took a long time to come up with really beautiful presentation. And when you were creating the brand, did you know the styles of fragrances you were going to do? Did you have any idea, or how did all the fragrances come about?
For me, it was completely natural to say to Christopher, like, you have a white cards for any 5 perfume we decided to create. He decided to create, and for me it was just natural to give him complete liberty. And I think it's the better way to have the best of an artist as he is. And for me it was important to give him all the freedom he needed to create. And also this tribute needs to be a synergy of complete talents, artist talents, with a beautiful bottle, with a beautiful cap, beautiful presentation. I think it's important to respect what is French luxury now. It needs to be really celebrated and honored, and it needs also very much more integrity when you speak about French luxury. And I think we did the right way to make it, and we make it. I think we really make it.
Exactly.
Especially, I think, because all the stories are authentic, the history is authentic. We're telling a true story, a very rich story, And every story that Veronique explained to me was a stimulation, a creative stimulation, which left me in no doubt as what I wanted to do.
For us, it's a true story, different true story with 5 different stories with very much authenticity, excellence, and generosity.
5 fragrances. One has an eau de parfum and extrait de parfum. I'm forgetting the names right now. If you don't mind repeating them, we have 1921.
Right?
Yes.
1921 is the point of start of this new birth, because Spoturno is a new birth. And then we had different stories, family history with ALPHEE. He was a huge artist. Maybe you want to speak about ALPHEE first?
Sure.
Okay, so
Let's
I'm
talk
leaving
about ALPHEE.
the master to express what is ALPHEE. But he was my grandfather, great-grandmother. If you follow me.
No.
Your great-grandmother's grandfather?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting me.
No problem.
And so ALPHEE is in the mythology, is the name of the guide. And he was a huge artist in our family. He was engraver, Grand Prix de Rome. And he was very famous, not famous, but pretty new at this time in the 19th. And 19th century.
19th century, okay.
Right, and beginning of 20s. And he has been a real important spirit for following these values we wanted to follow about making things in a perfect state with a real excellence. So I think it's inspired a lot of Christopher, and my great-grandmother has a yacht, and she honored his grandfather with spelling this boat ALPHEE. And we were driving the boat. I don't know if we said driving, and I'm not sure. Voilà,
Sailing?
We're sailing or make a cruise, a blue cruise around Corsica, because we are from Corsica. Our brand is really born in Corsica, in Ajaccio, and we make this cruise around the island. And that was the inspiration, with a blue sky and a beautiful day. But I prefer Christopher explaining this inspiration.
So we're spelling ALPHEE. Yes, the story inspired me really, and I could see the blue sky and the sea, and I was just away in the boat. But at the same time, I loved the name ALPHEE. And ALPHEE also brought me to a poem about a sacred river, which was crystalline and mineral. And so for me, ALPHEE was going to be a very fresh fragrance, which was going to be crystalline and mineral, where I put notes from Corsica, myrtle leaves and juniper berries. And of course, in the top notes, a lot of freshness, a lot of bergamot, mandarin, and so on. And then to ensure that the freshness of the fragrance continued, there was some cardamom and some coriander, because at the same time there's sort of vibrant spices, but they're very fresh and they last well. So there you have a fragrance: fresh, aquatic, aromatic, and fresh spicy.
Yeah, I was going to say it's quite spicy and also very aromatic, so I'm getting some herbal touches. But the minerality is there as well, kind of giving it a bit of a marine minerality, I guess I should say. It's not very like seaweedy, but I think it's getting access to the terroir or the ingredients off the island. Is that what you were saying?
That's right. It's much more of a fresh note than a marine note.
Yeah.
However, there's a little bit of amber in there. When I say amber, it's ambroxan. Really not overdosed at all. It's really just there to support the fragrance. But it does mean that this freshness will last pretty much all day.
Yeah. It's beautiful, actually. Quite beautiful. It's very spicy to my nose. I'm not sure how it wears, but I'm getting a lot of herbs and aromatics and spices.
Okay, the spice is important. It's cardamom and coriander seed. But for me, wearing it on the skin, it's much more the zest and aromatic and slightly ambery ambroxan effect that lasts on the skin.
And we have the bottle here.
Yes, the bottle here is pretty recognizing, because sorry, can you take it?
Sure.
Thank you. Because we decided to make blue color.
Yeah.
It was important for us to make it personalized by the color as well. because for me it needs to be recognizable on a table, for example, and you know it's ALPHEE. You don't need to read the bottle to know that it is ALPHEE. And it's also a homage and a tribute. I don't know what you prefer as well, but for the sea, the joy and
the blue sea and the blue sky,
sea
right?
and the blue sky.
Yeah.
Voilà.
Beautiful. And the bottles are what size?
It's 60 ml and it's refilled. They're all refilled.
The refillable
and
bottles.
the most important thing maybe we can say is about the cap. What do you think, Christopher?
Absolutely, I think you should talk about the cap,
Yeah.
because you spent a long time
Yes,
perfecting
such a long time.
a glass cap,
Right, a real one.
which is exceptional.
That's beautiful.
This is because Veronique is so exigent. She goes a long way in the details and wanted something really luxurious, and it is a beautiful result.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
Many people say to me, you should do it in Celine, you know, it is plastic. I say, of course not, I cannot do that. It's a French luxury, I should have. It's a glass cap, no option.
You know, I've seen plastic caps, and unfortunately, they end up starting looking like it's cheap and plasticky.
Yes.
Right.
But this will always stay like this, and it won't discolor.
That's true.
Yeah.
And how you spell the leaves here, laurier?
Laurel leaves.
Laurel leaves.
Yes.
I wanted this kind of special drawers to mark the victory or the future succeed of Spoturno.
Oh wow, awesome.
The launching of the brand name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the caps are all the same on all the bottles?
Yes, for
Okay,
now.
same design.
One day I will make it different for each fragrance when it will be possible to make that.
Oh wow, great. So that is ALPHEE.
ALPHEE. So then we continue this beautiful day on the boat, and we stop on the beach of BARBICAJA. BARBICAJA is the name of our domain, Spoturno domain, and this name is especially not so easy to say, but finally extremely recognized as well and signed, because it's the Spoturno place in Corsica, still in Corsica, and it was our place to be. And the names steep. We said steep.
Steep, very steep hills.
Very steep hills, and down those steep hills, we were the pioneer of the culture of orange trees.
Oh wow.
So I told that to Christopher, and he said he got his own inspiration about.
Yeah, very, very quickly got inspired because I was interested in BARBICAJA, the area, and this family tradition and the orange trees. And when I read up about it, I discovered, in fact, that in the Belle Époque, when the high society went to the Côte d'Azur and the Riviera, many wanted to find a new place, and they discovered BARBICAJA. So it became a place where high society used to come and relax. And I imagine at the end of the day, after all the strolling and the tennis playing and the being on the boat, relaxing and having a breeze coming in from the sea and the smell of the orange blossom. And I started this BARBICAJA fragrance with a sort of a breeze of a florist shop, something very fresh and watery, and all the notes of green leaves and stems, fresh flowers, and it's a very green, fresh start, that's a green flower. And then very steadily you get into the flowers of oranges. When I say that, it's not like the orange blossom that we're used to in perfumery, which is more deep. It really is the freshness of the petals and a touch of tuberose, which gives a nice white floral note. And then we come down into sort of patchouli and cedarwood, but they're only there, the woody notes, to support the florals. So it's a green floral fragrance.
It's actually beautiful. I originally thought I would like to. I liked another fragrance more, but
and actually it's my perfume.
oh, this is your perfume.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's there's something happy and joyful about it. I like the green part about it and the fact that it's a floral. But there's something candy happening under there, which I'm not sure where it's coming from.
Well, I know you've got a good nose. It's a little touch of vanilla.
Ah, okay. A little bit of vanilla does the magic trick.
Yes.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I think it's become my favorite next to the one I really like that's a bit more classic, 1921. But I think there was a group of guys here earlier who bought, three of them bought this fragrance, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Three
so
guys
this is your
bought
most
this
popular, I
fragrance.
think.
Well, in a certain way, it shouldn't be. But I'm delighted when guys buy this fragrance.
Yeah, 3 guys bought
Yeah.
BARBICAJA.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. Very nice work.
Yeah.
Very sensual, very warm, very, very sexy too.
Yeah, it's got a sexiness about it.
Yeah. So after BARBICAJA, we decided also to give a tribute to our coat of arms, which is the phoenix, and l'âme du phénix, the phoenix spirit. It has been created because we wanted to envelop all this precious collection of 5 jewels, 5 olfactive jewels, and it was important for me to say that this phoenix is the protector of this of all of this work, important work, to make it true and to make it as beautiful as it is today. But the formula, I mean, the choice of raw materials are particularly signed as well by Christopher, and please, can you explain us?
Yes, of course. So, l'âme du phénix. As you know, there's a phoenix on the family crest, and for me, the phoenix is rising out of the ashes, and this is the birth of this new brand, Spoturno. And listening to Veronique, I was immediately in the embers, the burnt embers, burnt wood, and I had this feeling to do something totally out of, not allowed today, which was to make a virile masculine smell. And I went off on a tangent to tobacco, burnt woods, leather, amber, spices, there's cinnamon and ginger here. And step by step, as we were working together and smelling this fragrance, it became more and more mixed. It has fruity notes in it. It has some floral notes in it. It starts off with some very bitter grapefruit. But in fact, the bottom of the fragrance is so strong and so warm and sensual that in fact the grapefruit you almost can't smell. It's completely smothered. But if it wasn't there, it would be missed. So Âme du Phénix, a very sensual fragrance that today men and women of all ages seem to like very much.
Yeah, it's quite warm. It's quite spicy. It's very fiery. I think the cinnamon spice is giving that kind of a effect. It gives me a very cozy holiday spice vibe.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's smoke running throughout the fragrance as well.
There is.
Yeah. I think this might be, like you were saying, the most modern in the collection.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, it's a real bridge since the 20s to the today, 2025.
Okay. So it's from the 20s to now.
Right,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome. So when you're working on fragrances, since Veronique gave you complete creative liberty to do anything you want, how do you work on these fragrances? Do you make multiple mods? Do you show it to Veronique? Or is it like you make something, maybe you recreate it, and then you go, okay, this is it, this is final, we should do this. Is that how it's done when you're hired for a brand? Especially a small brand like this.
Yes, I obviously shared the work in progress with Veronique. But she did give me complete carte blanche, we say in English as well, complete liberty. What was important for me was to create a collection which was a real bridge. It has to be a collection of modern classics. It was important for this brand to establish it in a sort of an institutional way. So the fragrances are made with all the modern technology and all the taste of today that we are familiar with, but using as much as possible ingredients that help tell the story, whether it's Corsican ingredients or whether it's fiery, ambery, sensual, etc. And it was very important that each fragrance should be opposite, real exaggerated differences. So the green floral is very sort of light and fresh, and then there's the fiery, sensual phoenix, and the watery ALPHEE. And maybe the biggest challenge was the 1921, because I did not want to create a fragrance or copy an old fragrance. I didn't want to remake an old fragrance. 1921 is a real homage, how do we say that?
Paying tribute?
Tribute, thank you. It's a tribute to a style of perfumery from the 1920s. And the idea was to create a fragrance with the taste of today in the style of the 20s. What does that mean? I would say it means that all the natural products are in the foreground and all the synthetic ingredients that we use today are behind, helping making it fresh, transparent, giving it a musky trail. But I'm delighted because we've had people crying when they smell this fragrance.
Yeah, every
And it's a sort of and they don't really know why. It's a sort of a link with something that they didn't know they had. There's sort of memories that are in their genes almost, which is absolutely fantastic. It's a fragrance that's powdery, we call it an oriental, very vanilla tonka bean, but it has floral notes. I think so. It's a very, very vanilla-y fragrance, but you can either call it an oriental or a fougere in some ways, so it also lends itself to men or to women.
The one that moved me the most is 1921. It really gave me scent memories.
All right.
Took me to my grandmother's bathroom
Yep.
with her luxurious beauty products and soaps. It gave me a very soapy quality with 1921.
Okay, I don't like that.
You don't like that?
No. It's true that we can think that soapy is maybe not qualitative, but I understand.
No, very
our grandmother's bathrooms are sort of a boudoir smell.
Yeah, exactly.
Of powdery notes
Yeah.
and vanilla. I understand completely. Yes.
But you know, it's your impression. But for a young, but for a young generation now that they don't have necessarily grandfather and grandmother, we have us. They don't know that. So when they're discovering, I had the young students from Izipka school yesterday. They don't have those references, and they are very surprised and admirative about 1921 because for them it's just something totally new and intemporal, and they really love it. So I think now our references are not necessarily the one we have, but now for the newer generation, as L'Âme du Phénix is pretty loved by every age. 1921 is not really putting in a epoch. It's really a new way of, and not a new way of being perfume, but they're really waiting for that quality of smell and values of perfumery that they really expect like that.
Yeah.
And 1921 is the birth of Spoturno, actually.
And I would say also there's nothing on the market like that today,
Yeah,
so it's very original.
That's the point. Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
So
Takes me back.
Okay.
the eau de parfum is the only one of the collection that is natural color, beautiful color. And we wanted to make an eau de parfum to make it accessible to people who cannot maybe offer themselves also extract, which is possible, more than that. And we really wanted to offer the lovers or amateurs perfumers to get the 1921 because it's a very precious perfume with the most beautiful raw materials from the perfumery today. So it was a challenge also to make it as beautiful as it could be at this period, at this timeless.
Yeah. I would say, although we say we have the eau de parfum and the perfume extrait version, the eau de parfum is already an extremely rich version and very strong, which has a fantastic trail. It expresses itself maybe more easily when you first use it. It has more transparency. But strangely, the concentrated version, which has a bit more orange blossom and fève tonka, jasmine, somehow seems also to have more of a freshness, a sort of lemony bergamot freshness. It's a quite strange thing that has happened there. Nevertheless, the eau de parfum, we've described it, it's so oriental, vanilla, tonka bean, lavender, ambergris, orange blossom, jasmine, ylang ylang. It's lovely floral bouquet with vanilla-y and powdery notes.
Do you also have aldehydes here?
I have permitted myself to use all the molecules that are at my disposition. So yes, there are aldehydes. There's mandarin aldehyde, there are other aldehydes. But the mandarin aldehyde is there to push the zesty notes. The others are not there to be smelt at all. They're just to give strength to the natural products.
This one is just pure magic for me. totally transports me to when I was like 8 years old or 7 years old.
Super.
And it's the best manner to celebrate. It's the best manner to celebrate also the first, not the first, but the creation of the floral oriental family. Because before 1921, there were not this floral oriental family.
Oh, wow.
It has been created exactly at this year. N'est-ce pas?
Well, yes. Yes, we didn't want to make the same note, but yes, it's a tribute to this style and to
this period.
That's right, and to maybe the development of floral orientals.
We covered 5 fragrances. It's actually 4 fragrances, just one in 2 different concentrations.
Yes.
And
but for me, it's different.
they are different, yeah.
But not for you. But
No, it is for
but
me
I
for sure.
understand, I
Yeah.
understand.
I mean, it reminds me of one another, but I think the extract is deeper. I
Right.
think I also get a much more ambery experience in the base. This one's a bit more airier, but it's quite gorgeous.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're fragrances that have to be worn on the skin
To be experienced.
to get this trail and the fusion is very comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. So let's see. You just launched the brand. This is your pop-up store.
Yes.
Soon you're going to be moving to an official store.
Yes.
But it's going to be on the Rive Gauche, you mentioned.
Yes, but for now it doesn't been signed yet. But I hope it's gonna be okay. Like in 2 months, maybe 2 months or 2 months and a half, and it will be another launch.
A new fragrance.
And not necessarily new fragrance, but we're working on others right now. But we are working on timelines, perfume timelines. Extensions.
So there are body oils.
Right, body oils for ALPHEE and also BARBICAJA for the body oils, and also with a beautiful bath powder. How do you call that?
Bath powder or talc, like a talcum
Right,
powder.
a big one, very
Beautiful.
chic, very luxury one for after the bath and or the shower, whatever you want.
Perfumed with
Spoturno
1921. That's
1921.
right. Beautiful powder
19,
smell.
yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Wow.
And as well, soap, a huge, beautiful soap for L'âme du Phénix.
You've got a lot of stuff coming up then.
Yeah, a lot of stuff, yeah.
So right now, people can buy your fragrances here in this location?
Yes, until April 3rd. And then we will be representing by Bureau du Parfum, 30 Rue du Château d'Eau in Paris.
Okay.
And in our website, of course.
On your website.
And in a very close future, we will be in New York at Aedes de Venustas.
Ooh.
And also
Nice.
at Le Paravent, to come back in France, in Lyon,
Lyon.
Lyon, Le Paravent. And probably in Brussels with Songe Parfumé and many
Brussels.
Yes,
Yeah.
Brussels, and many other are coming up. But
Okay.
we just launched,
You
and-
just launched.
and
You're a
we-
baby.
Yes, we're a baby, and we don't want to go too fast, and we want to choose preciously every places we want to be representing, and we want to be in a good, a nice feeling with all the people we will work with.
Yes, makes total sense.
Yes, I think Veronique must be doing everything right, because there are points of sale that are actually asking already if they can have her products.
Okay.
That's right.
So a retailer coming soon nearby.
Yes, very soon.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do
Thank
this.
you very much.
I'm glad I got to meet you yesterday at Paris Perfume Week.
That was great.
And I came
Great
over
surprise,
and we did this very impromptu video. So if it's not very professional, guys, I kind of forced them into doing this. So
That's right.
we're standing in the pop-up store here in the Galerie Vivienne, which is a beautiful gallery, by the way, if you ever make it to Paris. And shooting this video very late in the day. So I'm assuming you're very tired with all the press things you did.
But so happy.
It's been time, but Sebastian, it's a great pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you so much.
for inviting us.
Thank
very
you
much.
for having me.
Okay.
Thank you. Guys, thanks so much
Great.
for watching today's video.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
This is Spoturno fragrances. Is it Spoturno parfums or
Spoturno, Maison de Parfum.
Maison de Parfum? Okay, great to know. Thanks so much for watching. As I said, if you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.